Evening, everybody. Um, Thank you for being here and following all of our updates on our social media. That was critical um, on an incident like this. About 6:30 this evening, we started receiving calls from folks inside the mall saying that there was an active shooter. Immediately, that was broadcasted out to our surrounding officers as far as the information that was known at the time. Many units rushed in from various assignments to this mall to figure out what exactly was going on. The details are going to be a little bit muddled right now because it was such a large gathering of folks inside the mall, but this is what we know at this time. Right around the Starbucks area at the mall, there was an altercation between several individuals. Some say it got physical, some say it was just verbal. Again, we're just trying to figure some of those things out right now. During that altercation, at some point, one of the male subjects pulled out a handgun and pointed it at the other male subject they were in the altercation with. Those persons or groups, again unknown at this time, ran inside the mall. We had, as you can see, many patrons inside the mall at the time, and upon seeing that or somebody having a handgun pointed in that altercation, people started calling police as well as posting on social media that there may have been an active shooter. At this time, we do not have any injuries reported. And I want to say again, we don't have any injuries. We did receive several calls. Sorry. Try to pick a better spot next time. We did receive several calls during the incident that they said they had overheard or what sounded like gunshots inside. Now, as we systematically and thoroughly cleared inside the mall, again, you guys saw several of our law enforcement units from various surrounding agencies, so thank you to our partners out there who arrived and showed up to help us. The shots that they may have heard may have been the large security gates that a lot of the malls will open up and close with. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. They are large and heavy. Upon hearing that there may have been an active shooter, we believe that a lot of those businesses, again, for the safety of their patrons and themselves, immediately locked up. So that may have been what they have heard. At this time, again, we have not identified anybody. We have not confirmed that any shots were fired. And we also have 0 people injured at this time. The response that you saw was a response of, obviously we know the national rhetoric going on. We treat this very seriously. We train very seriously. All protocols that we executed now were something that we are very passionate about, making sure that everybody's safe, especially with this type of call for service. The mall is planning to reopen in about 20 to 30 minutes. Their security is doing one final walkthrough. And at that time, again, the mall will be fine and police will leave the area. So I'm ready for any questions if you guys have any.
You said that the altercation started at Starbucks. Is the Starbucks inside the mall, outside the mall? Where exactly is the Starbucks?
I think it's inside the mall.
Inside the mall.
Yeah, just inside.
Okay, and then are you talking to the other person that the gun was pointed at, or is that guy, or is that person have left the scene as well?
We have had so many witnesses. We had an abundance of people calling in that right now we have several detectives, and it's literally just names on a card, or if they can write it on their hand, of who saw what. So there's going to be plenty of follow-up to kind of nail that down. We do work closely with Arizona Mills Mall Security. We do have assigned officers to the mall. So we have our own security protocol, and we do know where there are surveillance cameras there. So obviously those will be being looked for, but originally we're just looking for anybody that is hurt and or injured. As you can see, the fire department was here with us as well, just making sure everybody's okay.
So no suspect, but we're going to still open the mall in about 20, 30 minutes?
No suspect. We had discussed with mall management, and that was a decision that we gave them. It was up to them. Once we cleared the area, again, inside and various corridors inside the mall with several different teams and units, we leave that up to the business themselves of what they would like to do. So they had informed us that they wish to open up in about, like I said, 20, 30 minutes from now, and that's their call.
Was the entire mall completely evacuated of everyone, the movie theater?
They attempted to. There were some folks that, and completely understandable out of fear, they sheltered in place. We know that's one of the tactics that we talk about and we discuss with people as far as being safe. So we do know that there was probably some folks that were left over that stayed in there hiding for fear and in their safety. So, but we did request that the entire mall be evacuated.
Sergeant, I know people are hearing there were no shots fired, at least right now, no one hurt, no suspects, but that doesn't put many of them you talk to at ease.
Right.
Can you talk to them about what brandishing means? You know, is there any criminality to that in a place like this?
Absolutely. Anytime you pull out a firearm, as far as investigation-wise, we are looking at some disorderly conduct, reckless display. That's a felony. But also, we haven't had any persons coming forward that we would identify necessarily as a victim. So maybe that the person who the firearm was brandished at or to has not come forward yet to police to report anything. So that's where we're at right now. Again, I understand it's a little chaotic, but we're going to try to piece all those things together.
Well, why was U.S. Border Patrol here? Is that just an agency that just heard the call and came out?
Yeah, when they just start broadcasting it out, anybody they just come, which again, we greatly appreciate it because as you can see, the mall has several entrances, corridors, and all these different things with all these people going around, the movie theater, everything's back open. So all hands on deck is really like what we needed here. So anytime we got additional folks, I saw BP here, ASU PD was here, obviously MCSO was here, but anybody nearby that hears that call, we would, they come in and come by, but we would also do the same for other law enforcement partners in the valley.
We know there's some patients getting treated by ambulance. Can you talk about any injuries and how those injuries were sustained from patients?
Sure. From what I was told, there was no serious injuries that occurred, no injuries that were consistent with involving with what occurred today. So that may have been some shock, that may have been some dehydration. That also could have been them falling down when they're running because there was that initial panic inside. So my understanding is nothing major.
Are there security cameras in the area that you guys know of where that altercation took place?
We are going to do an area canvas. We do have, again, I was saying the cameras inside the mall and the exterior. So we're obviously going to comb those very carefully. But we also talk to the surrounding businesses to see if they have any cameras as well, to see if we can piece this together. Additionally, we do want to ask the public if they could help us out, if they have any information as far as who caused this, because not only was the incident danger itself, it was dangerous the fact that it got everybody running out of the mall in a panic. So any information that may help or assist us, please call us at our non-emergency number.
And do you know from the start of the incident, how does the mall start preparing a lockdown or a shelter in place? Is it dispatched over an intercom system, employee? How does that system work for them to start closing the gates?
And that's something that we can talk with Arizona Mills Mall Security about. I do know that when that call goes out, specifically with some of these businesses, they immediately close up. And with these type of businesses, as far as that their individual suites inside, their best protection is those large gates. So again, is it absolutely true that when it comes down and that may have sounded like the shot? Yeah, definitely, especially if it's going out, because social media really pressed this out a lot quicker. So we were trying to play catch up with a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, we're getting social media hits and we're getting calls for dispatch. So we're just trying to make sure that we have accurate information. So people just started, I completely understand. If I was inside the mall as well and had overheard something going on like that, I would do what I would need to do to make myself or my family members safe.
Just to put the public at ease, there's no outside or there's no danger to the public.
As of right now, we do not believe at all that there is a danger to the public. This is an isolated incident. some type of altercation argument that occurred between some individuals, and they have not been located or identified at this time. So argument that occurred, somebody saw a gun. From what we know right now, again, nobody had fired the handgun itself, and everybody just fled the area, and it created just a whole lot of chaos. So
You suppose that robbery that took place a couple of days ago, you think you have any connection?
I'm sorry, man.
There was a robbery that took place up there by the theater a couple of days ago. Do you think they had any connection?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, I'd have to take a look at that. Good question, though.
Did you guys receive any reports? Because I was hearing that while this was going on, there were people breaking into stores and stealing stuff. Did you guys get any reports of that happening?
I have not heard anything like that as of yet. But yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
There's a store manager saying that people were stealing stuff while people were running
Yeah.
out of stores.
Yeah, I hope not. But yeah, not that we know of right now. Anything else? Good. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Appreciate your patience.